They'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Troy's offense will take the field first. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him, and I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big test for him.
And here's the thing, proving it is one thing.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. From the gun, give on the inside. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was second and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Connor. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The Trojans look to keep this drive humming. They're going back to the ground. All right, guys, let's look at the big picture for Troy. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now pointing to them potentially making that change before next season. If they're going to stay competitive and they're going to field the best team and program possible heading into next year, then it looks as though a change is inevitable.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. He'll keep it himself. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Let's talk for a minute about Troy. Great pickup on the defensive front. 3-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools, and this is a guy that you can build around that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
Looking downfield, it's Crowder. Makes the catch. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on 2nd down. You're likely going to throw it again here.
Touchdown, Trojans! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Well, they wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about you come out in this one? On the opening drive, you march the entire field and you put 6 up on the board. You can't start a game better than that.
And they tacked on the extra point. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And David, they've got a guy outside that has a lot of potential, but he has to prove that he can be a go-to guy.
No, 100%. They are going to have to depend on him to make plays, to consistently catch the football, to make those one-on-one matchups, make the defense really pay when they choose to do that. I think he's the guy that can do that in spurts, Jesse.
Yeah, he doesn't terrify this defense. We know that, having talked to the defensive staff going into this game, but they have seen him flash before on film. They know he has the ability to make the wow play. For them to win this game, though, you get the sense he's going to have to make a few of those for this offense.
Off the play fake on 1st down. With the catch, it's Moore. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. Oh, he's got some space. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the end of the period. It's Troy holding the lead, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. Looking downfield on first down. He's got it. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. Back to pass. Under fire. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to run for it. He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And very important, not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. Might be the worst-case scenario for this defense. Thought they'd held them to 3. Now the offense with a chance for more. This offense has a 1st and 10. They are flat bailed out by the defensive penalty. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He's got it on the move. The hands, the feet. He steps his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, Dave. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
So, guys, we'll have another look at this Troy offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Nice read, nice break. Good job by the defender understanding that ball had some air underneath it. Takes advantage of it, goes and makes the big play.
Complete with conviction on the crosser. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. He'll pull it on the read. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
False start on offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28, and it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged out of the air. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
Awesome job there on 3rd down by the QB, working through his progressions. He wanted to go downfield, but the defense took everything away. So his eyes come down, he finds the drag route underneath, makes a good throw, and his guy does the rest to pick up the 1st.
And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the ground with the back. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Wants to throw on 3rd. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. Right down the boulevard. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. To throw, it's Crowder. Trying to set up the screen. Makes his man miss.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Trojans really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Makes the grab. He goes out of bounds. They'll mark him right at the 30-yard line. That's the kind of play that can give a drive momentum. The Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Higgins. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Got it in the middle. It's Connor. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. They wanted to get the ball to the tight end, and they've already done it 5 times, and we're not even to the half.
I'm about to say mission accomplished. That's what they want to do. Take advantage of the matchup, right? Zone or man, I like my big fella. I like using the tight end all I can. Great job working him into the offense. He's a playmaker. Find him.
We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Offense threatening, 1st and 10 from the 31. To the air, it's Crowder. Got his man in the middle.
And a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Caught close to the marker, it's Thomas. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Now with just a few seconds left, not enough time to run another play, but there is time to kick a field goal and take the lead. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Now with just a few seconds left, not enough time to run another play, but there is time to kick a field goal and take the lead.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Perfect chance for us to put the first 2 quarters under the microscope. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And on that note, time to throw it back to our guys at the stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Trojans will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So, guys, we'll see this offense again. He'll keep it on the ground to start the second half. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle. It's Weeks. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. First down here for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Here comes the heat. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Trying to get behind the defense. And the pass down the left side, diving, caught.
And a big reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen. You saw it in the first half, and you see it here again early in the third quarter.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
They're working that left side. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
That's a nice play on offense there. And how about the tight end getting out of his stance and working his way across the field, using his speed to clear the defense and make the catch.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. He's got it. He's got it, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Guys, the Troy offense returns to the field. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23, a pickup of 4.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Picks up the first down, still moving. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you can tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that route.
Turning it on. Ball is loose. Recovers the fumble, and he's still going.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball support.
The Trojans are on the move. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off play action on first down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Looking for a man. It's Crowder. Working that left side now. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. What that means is keeping third downs management. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
Swings it out to the flat. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And the try is no good. Guys, that field goal could loom large. Missing an opportunity to get within a touchdown, we're still sitting on a 10-point game. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Finds his big tight end. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling there out to the 35. Got it done in the passing game on the last play. Let's see what they do on first down. Pocket breaking down. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauls it in. And he's brought down after a nice game. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't.
There he goes! Touchdown! The lead keeps growing, and so do the accomplishments. Moments away from a perfect regular season at 12-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, every game in the SEC so vital to a team's season, and this one is no different. Missouri came through with a lunch pail hard hat performance, and the end result is an eye-opening road victory. And I guess it's not so much that they won, it's more how they won, and the fact this wasn't ever really in question. Always interesting to see good SEC teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Dropping back, it's Crowder. Fires to the middle. It's picked off, and another empty drive.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Get set.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Make the stop at the 40, but he's got 15 yards on that one and a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Ball marked at the 26. It's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. And for the 2nd time, they'll go for the field goal. The first one was good, and they'll try from 42. Business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching